Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, July 13. Public sector families can expect to see improvements in their compensation packages. That's due to government updating and restructuring its compensation for paternity, maternity, and family leave. On Tuesday, Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, announced the state's intention to introduce paternity leave for the first time in the public service for fathers of newborns. Plans are also afoot to introduce family leave for adoptive parents bringing a new child into the home. And maternity leave will be extended from 40 days to 3 calendar months. Dr. Clark says the changes signal the direction in which the government wants the society to move.
We're putting the country's money where the country's values are, or where our values are, and seeking to also bring a line to include the modern day reality of adoption, and also to include fathers who are important elements of the family unit, and recognizing that today's family unit often consists of 2 working parents, as opposed to several decades ago when family units often had 1 working parent.
Minister Clark says the appropriate circular to give effect to these changes in the civil service will be sent out by September 30. He also urged the private sector to follow the government's lead to improve family structures across the island. Ground is to be broken this weekend for construction of the long-awaited Montego Bay Perimeter Road. A $274.5 million contract was signed between the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation and China Harbor Engineering Company Limited, CHEC, last November for the undertaking. The scope of works include the construction of over 14 kilometers of roadway to bypass the city and ease traffic congestion affecting the area. Other developments include the rehabilitation of Barnett Street and West Green Avenue, the construction of the Long Hill Bypass, and a drainage study is to be done. Member of Parliament for St. James West Central, Marlene Malahoo Fort, said she's excited about the solution that the Perimeter Road project offers.
Anyone who travels through St. James knows the nightmare it can be with traffic congestion. And the road is meant to ease that congestion and to allow persons to go through without jamming up the town, and also to assist persons getting to and from the airport within a 15 to 20 minutes time frame.
Land acquisition to facilitate roadworks is ongoing. State-owned vehicles are to be converted to electric vehicles, EVs, as soon as the government completes its EV trial program. The program launched recently will see 5 government entities test driving Build Your Dreams BYD electric vehicles for a 6-week period. The vehicles were handed over Friday at the Jaguar Land Rover showroom by Stewart's Automotive Group and EV distributors Flash Motors Company Limited. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the EV trial program will complement the now completed electric mobility policy for the public sector transportation sector. It's also expected to give policymakers a first-hand understanding of what it means to drive and use an electric vehicle. Through the program, the state will collect data which will inform the build-out of an electric vehicle ecosystem on the island.
Just to be clear, the transition cannot happen without the instrumental coordination of the government. It is not intended that consumers on their own decide to bring in an electric vehicle, and we don't have provisions for charging. We don't understand how those vehicles work specific to the Jamaican terrain.
The Government Electrical Regulator, GER, is looking to improve Jamaica's Global Competitiveness Index ranking within a year. That's the expectation expressed by the GER's Acting Chief Electrical Regulator, Seymour Walters. Mr. Walters says the regulatory body, which began full operation in November 2021, has already started the work. Among them, the implementation of the GER's digital portal, which connects customers to 667 registered electricians and 181 licensed electrical inspectors across the island.
By implementing that portal now, it is much easier, it is more transparent, it is even user-friendly,
efficient,
more efficient, and by so doing, That allows the ranking, Jamaica competitiveness to improve.
Mr. Walters was speaking at a recent JIS think tank. In 2019, Jamaica recorded its highest score on the Global Competitiveness Report published by the World Economic Forum. The international body assesses ranks and reports on the competitiveness landscape of countries using certain markers, including efficiency, infrastructure, and business sophistication. In other news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says plans are moving apace to deliver 70,000 housing units over the next 5 years. Mr. Holness says lands have been identified across the island to build the units. Agreements have been struck with public and private sector partners to construct dwellings for all income brackets. And with the planned divestment of the profitable Jamaica Mortgage Bank, the state will be able to raise funds to deliver housing for all sectors of the economy.
We will probably still retain some presence in the bank in terms of share ownership, but it will become a publicly owned limited liability company. It will expand the ability of the Jamaica Mortgage Bank to serve a much wider customer base. So if you were doing 8 or 10 projects per year, we are of the view that if you are privately held with access to private capital, with the incredible technical expertise that you have, that you would be able to finance 20 or 30 or 40 projects per year like this, which would accelerate housing development in the country.
Prime Minister Holness was speaking at the recent ribbon cutting and key handover at Genesis 28 on Waterloo Avenue in Kingston. The 28-unit complex was financed by the Jamaica Mortgage Bank. And finally, visitors to the Hope Royal Botanical Gardens will be welcomed to the property's eastern entrance with a newly designed gate. The $25.5 million structure, which was funded by the Culture, Health, Arts, Sports, and Education Chase Fund, reopened recently. Construction began in February to make the entrance more attractive to visitors. Additional works are to be done on the property to include lighting throughout the gardens, drainage, as well as expansion of restaurants and recreational areas. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Pernell Charles Jr. says plans are also in place to fix the roads within the garden.
It is very important for us to invest in protecting it, in nurturing it, in upgrading it. And this is truly impressive, and it really highlights the importance that should be placed on maintaining not just the Eastern Gate, but maintaining Hope Gardens as a feature of Jamaica.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.